Peace, what's good? What's up? This is a message to all the chosen ones. You know who you are, and they know who you are. Be strong out there. Be strong out there. It's not easy being the chosen one. And y'all know what comes with it. Comes with it is a lot of hate. But it's a different type of hate. It's not the same type of hate that you get for the type of jealousy from somebody driving a nice car, or, you know, being with the woman that somebody wants, or having a lot of money. Not that type of jealousy. It's a different type of attack. It's a spiritual attack. You know, when you're a chosen one, you are constantly under spiritual attack. And the ridiculous thing about it is that this attack is going to come from the closest people around you. You know, the closest people that's around you, that's where this attack is going to come from. And, you know, when you are a chosen one, using the terminology in these YouTube streets, right? You know, you have a light that's burning inside of you, and everybody don't have this light, and they just really want to put your light out. They hate that light. They can't stand that light. This eternal light that came with you into this reality. It's not something that you picked up along the way. It's not something that you learned about and gained it. This is something that you can't get. It's not external. This is something that comes with you to this planet. And it really has nothing to do with bloodlines or anything like that. This is something deeper than that. This is something that goes beyond that. All right. This is something. This is some extraterrestrial. There's some extraterrestrial stuff, right? It goes beyond, you know, your genes and things of that nature. It goes beyond that. And you know, so their main objective is to put your lights out. So you got to stay strong out there, because, you know, you are constantly at battle with the darker side and the darker forces. And really, they're trying their best to get you to change your frequency, i.e. put your light out, you know. But when they change your frequency, you know, that's when they can dim your light through changing your frequency. So, you know, you're going to get these attacks because people is trying to manipulate your frequency, because your frequency is having a very profound effect on the physical matrix. All right? Not the man-made matrix, but the physical matrix. All right? And, you know, you know, it's two teams on this planet. You know, it's good and it's evil. It's light and it's darkness. Now, don't get it misconstrued thinking that darkness refers to somebody's religion or somebody's native practice or something like that. That's not necessarily always the case. maybe in some instances, yeah, but not always the case. That's dogmatic. I'm talking about universal. What I'm talking about is universal. So we living in a world today full of Christians or let's say of the Abrahamic faith, right? Because they all come from the Abrahamic faith. And majority of the world, I believe, is Christians, especially in America. And so you got all of these Christians, especially black people, right? So you got all of these Christians, and Jesus said, right? Because if you were a Christian, Jesus is king, right? So Jesus said, live in the world, but not of the world. But it's profound. It's very profound how these people essentially don't even live by the teachings of their own doctrine. That's that's interesting. And my message today is really short. I don't have a big lecture or nothing like that to give y'all. I just want to give y'all words of inspiration, because I know it's somebody out there like me, full of light, living in a world full of darkness. Because see, I'm going to tell you where the darkness comes from. And I'm going to tell you where happiness comes from. And I'm going to tell you where joy comes from. Okay? And I'm going to tell you where this stuff comes from. And this is what's really being talked about in your holy books. This was really what Jesus was teaching. And this is really the common factor in all religions and all faiths and all practices. See, joy and happiness, it comes from inside of you. It comes from inside. Like if you really happy and you have real happiness and you have real joy, nothing or nobody can take that away from you. Essentially, in most cases, we living in a human world. I don't want to go too far with it, but we know that things can happen and things can come about that can make us sad, angry, or whatever the case may be. But ultimately, okay, on a regular basis, happiness comes from within. Nobody can give you that. Nobody can give you happiness. Nothing can make you happy. All right. So if you are gaining happiness from your job, if you are gaining happiness, from your wife or your husband, if you are gaining happiness from your car, if you are gaining happiness, for the amount of money you got in the bank, if you are gaining happiness, or let's say searching for happiness, through these external things, it's going to always be temporary. It's not the real thing, and you're gonna get caught in the cycle of looking for that next thing to make you happy because you ain't found true happiness. So this is where the darkness comes from. This is the darkness that's inside of these people. These are the people who hasn't found the true happiness. This is the people who hasn't found the creator inside of themselves. And this is why they're full of darkness. And they're living externally and not internally. All right? And this is what's going on in the world. And these are the things that these people are going to have to begin to learn. But some of them doesn't really have the tools, the mechanical tools to accept the knowledge. That's what you get when you're driving doing this. That's super comical. That's super comical, family. But I'm gonna keep it rolling. I'm gonna keep it rolling, man. We're gonna keep it all the way trill on this. We're gonna keep it all the way trill on this. Okay? I ain't even gonna edit it out. We're gonna keep it all the way trill. But you know, that, you know, essentially that's what's going on. And you know, of course I just got disturbed, so I'm trying to gather my thoughts. You know, I'm trying to gather my thoughts a little bit, because that term did a number. But you know, so you know, this is, you got to go within, and you got to find God inside of you. The kingdom of heaven is within you. You understand what I'm saying? And it's, you know, so you go within first. You go within and you do the inner work. All right? You go within and you do the inner work. And you manifest that, and you take that energy from within, that God energy, you take that God energy from within, and then you share it with the world. You share it with the world. You take that light. You take that light that's inside of you. You take that light that's inside of you, and you bring it out and you share it with the world. Okay? And that's what it's all about. All right? But, you know, we live in a time people have lost their way. They have forgotten who they are. All right? They have forgotten who they are. They was taught to look at the scriptures the wrong way. 9 times out of 10, let's be honest. Let's be honest. These people are not even reading the scriptures. You know? A lot of these people are not even reading the scriptures. And I don't really think, you know, that's not something, you know, I don't, everybody have their thing, whatever your thing is. You know, I think some people, what's good for people is what's good for people. Everything is not for everybody. So I don't want to sit up here and act like somebody has to read the scriptures to be righteous. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying people are claiming to be a part of something that they're not really partaking in. So, you know, I don't even know why they claim it. But, you know, they was taught to read these things incorrectly, you know, and they don't know that it's up to them to receive, you know, a spiritual influx from the information that they're reading. You know, it should be a mystical experience. You know, an intimate and mystical experience when reading sacred texts. You know, initially that's what should happen. You know, when it's being studied by the correct individual. But you have people that just, they're not connecting with that light. They're not finding that light. You dig? So, you know, and Kabbalah is called the clip off. The shells, you know, that's an empty vessel. You dig? That's an empty vessel. So, you know, when you walking around with this light and you have this manifested consciousness on you and in you and manifesting from you, you know, you are going to interact. You know, you're going to interact with people, you know, that can't relate. You know, they can't relate. And this is, you know, this is the challenge. You know, this is the challenge. So that's it for today, or for now. You know, it's just my today's message. Peace.